the press. President Obama to hold his first full-fledged press conference in nearly 3 months. Expect tough questions in the East Room on the debt ceiling, the economy, Libya, gay marriage, and more. We'll have a preview. Celebrity Sarah Palin stayed just that last night. A celebrity did very little politicking at her film premiere in Iowa. But she kept the door ever so slightly ajar, if you can call a door ajar. Among the actual candidates, Michelle Bachmann is soaring in polls outside of Iowa now. We'll show you where else she is surging. And the Greek riot police stay on high alert as that country prepares to vote on critical austerity measures to keep the European economy afloat. Athens is a powder keg, though, and it could impact our own economy in a big way. It's Wednesday, June 29th, 2011. I'm Chuck Todd. All that ahead. Plus, have you heard about the debt ceiling talks and the whole idea of financial Armageddon? But what would happen if the president simply ignored it? In fact, would it be unconstitutional for anyone in the government to stop the government from incurring debt? We're going to get into that. Anyway, let's get right to my first read for the morning. President Obama holds his first news conference since early April, really since March, for a full-fledged one, at 11:30 this morning in the East Room. Expect two subjects to dominate: the deadlock negotiations on the federal debt and growing congressional pushback on the NATO-led campaign in Libya. The president meets this afternoon, by the way, with Senate Democratic leaders on the debt. Why? I told you yesterday, they don't necessarily have the votes yet on the Democratic side. Both parties are digging in with some entrenched positions, and there's a growing skepticism on Capitol Hill that the Treasury Department's August 2nd debt limit deadline is all that urgent. Here's John Boehner last night.
Nobody believes that the United States is going to walk away from its obligations. Dealing with this debt problem and this deficit problem is far more important than meeting some artificial date created by the Treasury Secretary.
Well, what's interesting there is you recall during the last rounds of negotiations, the first one had to do with the continuing resolutions in December, and then again in March, we heard a lot, particularly from Republicans, about this issue of certainty. Certainty in the markets, certainty for the business community. There's nothing that those folks want more than certainty on the debt limit. Anyway, moving on. The Senate panel voted 14-5 yesterday to give the president limited authority in Libya, only after Chairman John Kerry delayed the markup so he and co-sponsor John McCain could drum up more support. The White House lost 5 Republicans, and State Department legal advisor Harold Koh faced scathing rebukes from several senators. Take a listen.
I would guess at night, however people of your category give high fives, you're talking to other academics about this cute argument that has been utilized. But I would say to you that I think you've undermined the credibility of this administration.
We're going to talk to Senator Corker later this hour about Libya and about the debt ceiling. The Democratic Super PAC Priorities USA action is going up on the air this morning, a direct response to the Karl Rove American Crossroads $5 million attack ad that has been airing against the president in some swing states. This Democratic ad buy, $750,000, is running in 5 battleground states: Iowa, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, and Colorado. Not quite statewide in any of them, but mostly statewide. It's previewing what the Democrats' 2012 strategy is, which is try to attack Republicans for their vote to overhaul Medicare.
We know the ads blaming President Obama for the economy are politics at its worst. The Republicans have opposed economic reforms at every turn, and now they have a plan that would essentially end Medicare for future retirees. We can't rebuild America if they tear down the middle class.
Now, the Karl Rove American Crossroads buy is in many more states, including places like Nebraska and Missouri. Priorities USA folks, this Democratic Super PAC decided not to go up in every state, saying their focus is simply on battleground states in the presidential election alone. Nebraska and Missouri, of course, are also our battleground states for the U.S. Senate. And finally, Sarah Palin brought her public flirtation with a presidential run to Pella, Iowa last night for the premiere of that very flattering biopic documentary movie about her called Undefeated. Now, after daughter Bristol Palin told Fox News yesterday that her mother definitely knows whether she plans to run, and, quote, "we've talked about it before," Sarah Palin made clear she has no intention of making that information public just yet.
You know what I told Bristol when I heard that, I said, Bristol, what we say on the fishing boat stays on the fishing boat. You don't need to be announcing anything.
Look, she did very little politicking in Iowa. Let's not pretend she was actually drumming up anything for a presidential campaign. She was not. But why does announcing matter? Check out Michelle Bachmann. She not only is even with Mitt Romney in Iowa, she's now surged into second place in New Hampshire. This new Suffolk University poll, and from our Boston affiliate WHDH, out overnight shows Bachmann is now in double digits at 11%, with Romney still far in the lead at 36%. Ron Paul third at 8%. Rudy Giuliani, who's not yet a candidate, sitting at 5%. Huntsman 4%. Sarah Palin 4%. So you still have some non-candidates being tested there. More now on Sarah Palin's big night in Pella. Is she laying the groundwork for a 2012 run, or was it just simply dinner and a movie? NBC's Kelly O'Donnell joins us live from Pella. 2 nights in Pella. I'm telling you, that's a real treat. There are great places to eat in Pella, fun place to be. So I'm jealous of you, Kelly O'Donnell.
This has been a great few days in Iowa, and Pella in particular. The people have been incredibly friendly, and yes, it's an adorable town. It's got a Dutch history, so all the goodies are here, Chuck. So when you're back in Iowa, you've got to stop. So folks have been very nice to us. And Pella really did roll out the welcome mat for Sarah Palin. There were a lot of people here who were very excited to see her, and it did not have any of the feeling of a campaign-type event, with the exception of she did do the rope line sort of thing, meeting and greeting and signing autographs. There was an audience seeing the film of about 300 people. They were invited by the local Republican Party, so that was a friendly group, and then a larger barbecue for many in the town after that. So if you were to take a quick glance, it might look sort of campaignish, but that was really it. The subject of the movie, as you indicated, is a lot about her time and power in Alaska and her sort of persona there, according to the conservative filmmaker, of being a reformer and tough against the establishment. She did talk about that. We had been told there might be a podium, she might answer questions. That did not happen, but she was friendly and did respond when people asked about it. She said she liked the film. She was pleased that it gave another view, but nothing that would be the sort of thing that would tip her hat that she's going to do more than this kind of meeting her fans, if you will, and talking with folks in the crowd. When you talk about the importance of an announcement, many people were saying that they were now looking at